There we go. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica Garcia, and today we are continuing our Instagram Lives with the Undergraduate Research Program. Today is our third, and we're going to be interviewing ours in UROP. And I did want to remind you guys that today is the Undergraduate Research Panel at 5 p.m. Here is the flyer if you guys are still interested in that. And then let's go ahead and get started with the interview.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. Excited to get this going.
Me too.
All right, so our first portion is, can you introduce yourself with your full name, year and major, and research program affiliation?
Yes. So my name is Gari Deshpande. It's like sorry with a G. And I am a kinesiology major with an option in exercise science. And I work with UROP, which is the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program.
Thank you. So our first question is, how did you learn about research and how did you become interested in research?
So I actually had no intention into going into research until my sophomore year, and I'm in a dance team on campus, and my captain at the time, she was in Build, and so she would always talk about the research that she's doing and her faculty sponsor and everything, and so I kind of thought about it, and I didn't think there were any projects in my field, but I learned a lot about it from her, and so I just decided to apply kind of on a whim and drastically changed the trajectory of my life, I think. So it's going really well, and I've had a great experience. Yeah.
Awesome. Can you describe the steps that you have taken to find your faculty mentor?
Yeah, so the way that I found Dr. Kelly Walters is who I worked with, it was a little unconventional in the sense that I didn't do the formal process of emailing cover letters out and getting interviews like most of our students do. I actually went ahead and found a faculty sponsor before I applied because I just wanted to make sure that I knew someone that I really wanted to work with before sending in my application. So I went on like the directory of faculty mentors online, which is available, and I found Dr. Kelly Walters on the Build website, on Cal State Long Beach's website, and I immediately made an appointment with her, went to her office. I was so nervous, but she was so sweet. So I met with her on campus actually, and she briefly talked to me about her project, and then from there I decided that I wanted to apply and work with her. So that's kind of how I got to know her. I kind of just took initiative myself, put my foot in the door. So yeah.
And for those that are interested in like doing that process as well, was she able to reply to you within the first email that you sent out, or did you have to send like a lot of emails to get a hold of her?
Actually, she did reply to me pretty quickly. She is very punctual and she's very adamant about replying really fast. So I got lucky with that one, but I do know some students that they had to kind of bug them a little bit, which sometimes is necessary, but I got pretty lucky.
That is amazing. That's like really good on your side. Now, can you tell me about your current or past research projects? Was it independent research or did you join an existing research program with your faculty mentor?
Yeah, so I worked again with Dr. Kelly Walters on her like culturally responsive project. It's called Smart Fit Girls. So essentially, I did that last year, by the way. So I'm no longer doing research currently. I'm now a peer. Am I back? I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I am currently a peer advisor for Europe. But last year, the project I was on, Smart Fit Girls, it's basically an initiative taken by my sponsor and her co-founder. And basically what they do is they aim to bring a more body positive mindset to young girls today. So they do weight training programs, focus groups, they show body positive campaigns and things like that. So it's more qualitative data, definitely. It's not like doing research in a lab. And I like that because I wanted to work with people more. So it was definitely a community setting. And so my job was to facilitate focus groups, and I took down like transcriptions, and we kind of learned about these girls' experiences and how they relate themselves to physical activity. Because a lot of girls today, I mean, we know with social media, negative mindsets can come around. And so basically Smart Fit Girls is kind of a prevention program, and we want to combat that, and we want to help them start to build a healthy mindset and look at exercise as something fun that they want to do rather than a punishment, something they have to go through to receive that, to get that like body aesthetic, if that makes sense. So
Perfect sense. Now, on the topic of research, what has been your favorite part of doing research?
Definitely the people I worked with. I think if anything, that made the whole experience that much better. If I didn't love my team, I knew I wouldn't enjoy doing the research. So it was really cool because I was a part of a group for the research assistant program. So it was me and two other girls, and it was cool because we were all girls of color. And so when it came to talking to these girls that were our research participants, they were all in like middle school, we could relate to a lot of their experiences. And I think that having us as a voice, I really enjoyed that. And having them with me made it easier to share my experience. And it was all on like during COVID though, so everything was online, but having, those late night Zoom calls, transcribing data, looking at coding and stuff, I mean, it was so much fun. I loved it. So I think that definitely networking.
And like you said, like it was Zoom, but it sounds like y'all really got like a strong community going.
Yeah, it was great.
Have you been able to present your research at a conference? And if so, how was that experience?
Yes, so albeit it was online because again, COVID, but this past April, I presented my research at the Week of America, which is like a research museum. And so we had like a little PowerPoint slide and we presented over some live stream. So the three of us got to talk about our research and our findings and everything. So it was really nerve-wracking. And funny thing is that that was the day I got my second COVID shot. So I was totally out of it. But, fake it till you make it. So I pushed through, and it was nerve-wracking, but it was really, really fun. And after a bunch of people emailed us, congratulating, oh, you did amazing. It was great to hear you speak. And so I know I did it for the girls and for research, but it's also really self-gratifying.
Really persevered through that.
Yep.
Has your research experience influenced what careers you're considering now?
Definitely. I had no intention of doing research until I joined UROP. I'm all set to go to like physical therapy school right now, but it did help me get a job. So I was interning at this physical therapy clinic, and when I was interviewing, the one thing she talked about was the research I did, because again, with the girls, we did like weight training programs and things like that. And so she was like, oh, so you have a lot of experience with this, because a lot of our patients, they eventually do weight training with us. And so I guess having a little bit of experience in that field definitely helped me get a job. So research-wise, not yet, because I'm not actively pursuing research as of now, but it's definitely helped me get opportunities because it opens up a conversation about something that I've accomplished in the past. So it's a great experience.
And for this, you did mention your research participants, but overall, what motivates you to do research?
Ooh, yeah. So aside from the people that I've met, I think what motivates me, making a difference. I think that the biggest thing I learned in this project, especially because with Smart Fit Girls, they were targeting girls of color specifically, because we understand that they don't have the same access to certain resources as other girls might. And so it definitely opened an eye for me. And I liked that as a young woman of color today, I was able to have a voice in research, because I never thought that a person like me would belong in a research setting. Like growing up, I would see men in lab coats in a lab, and I thought that's what research was. So it's definitely helped me to, it's a groundbreaking thing, really. Like, you think it's simple, I'm just transcribing data, but in the bigger sense, like, my voice is making a difference. And I think that that really motivates me, because I want to be an example for other girls. Yeah.
Well said.
Thank you.
What advice do you have for someone that is considering research but is unsure?
Ask questions, take initiative. don't wait for someone to reach out to you to be like, hey, do you want to do this? Because I realized that I couldn't sit around. You got to get your foot in the door, really. I know it's scary. Like I said, when I first met Dr. Walters, I was scared out of my mind. I had no idea what I was doing. And I was like, I have no research experience. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, do I belong here? And I think everyone asks themselves that question at some point. But just know that if anything, a researcher can look like anybody. So if it's something that you're even mildly interested in, go for it. And I think that applies to everything.
Thank you. And is there a special like shout out or something that you want to talk about your program, like how they've made a difference for you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I would shout out Dr. Kelly Walters. I should have told her about this call, but she was amazing. She helped me every step of the way. The greatest thing when it comes to having a good relationship with your faculty sponsor is the communication that you have. And I think just having that unconditional support is what really pushed me through, because I would have never done it if it wasn't for her. So definitely. And my research assistants, Yisel, Nanayeli, everyone at UROP, Elisa, Saron, Penelope, Amisha, the whole staff, everyone is amazing. And I think that if you're interested in joining UROP, if anything, do it for the team that you kind of get out of it. It's amazing.
Well, I will say the Instagram is saved, so you could send it to her. Yeah. It's going to be in our profile, so you can always go back and rewatch that. But is there anything else we left out that would be important for students to know about research and an impact it has had on you?
Oof. I think that if you're a young student, especially in COVID, a lot of our students don't have much experience besides high school, because when COVID hit, everyone was at home. So again, like I said, want to like get your foot in the door, message the UROP team or reach out to me or somebody, and just again, take that initiative. And even if you think that you're not qualified for it, just know that there's always going to be an experience that'll help you get there, and that we are here to help you. And I had something else to say, but I cannot remember it. But go for what you're interested in. That's literally it. Is all it takes is, one email, one phone call, something like that. So, yeah, definitely follow your dreams. I know it's cliche, but it's true.
Thank you for those words. And it's clear that you have a lot of fans here in the comments. One specifically is you are indeed an example, and like I am just now meeting you, but you just know that you're gonna get far in this world and whatever you desire. So thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, the Instagram will be saved, so you could send it her way if you'd like.
I will contact you after to find it.
For sure. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you. Have a good one.
Bye. Let me put this back up. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody that listened to the interview. I did want to remind you all that our next program spotlight is going to be Friday, September 24th at 2 p.m. They will be talking about their experience with the program Rise, and you will not want to miss it. And like I said earlier, the undergraduate research panel is today at 5 o'clock. Once again, it was Jessica Garcia, and I look forward to seeing you guys in our next live, which is Friday at 2 p.m.